We're back here at the GSL Code S, and we've already started off with an amazing series. Pig Baby is actually a lot better than I thought he was. A lot better than against Sulky, you know?
Yeah, someone named Pig Baby you would not think is that good, but he is.
He is a deadly Pig Baby.
Yeah, but he's a poison-tipped Pig Baby.
Oh my God.
Tips of his ears, poison.
Wow. Our next match is going to be Swagger, player formerly known as Songho, against Party.
And formerly known as Killer.
Excuse me. He was one of those ID changers.
And formerly known as Baby Bye Bye.
Oh, God, that's right. Yeah. That's him, too.
Yeah, no, it's a disgusting range of names that he's gone through.
It's a branding disaster.
Yes. Well, that's
also
actually
a buddy of ours. We haven't seen him in a while, but
no, it's true. He's been busy practicing, as we can see. He's in Code S. But you know what? It's such bad branding that he wins the title of worst branding, which is actually like part of his brand at this point. It's like Songho just always has a terrible ID, and everyone knows him as Songho, basically.
Yeah.
Or Killer. But yeah, he continually tries to make worse and worse IDs. Because I
actually thought I'd made a mistake because I would think of him as Songho, and then I saw Swagger. I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
No.
And then I'm like, oh, it's Songho again. He changed his idea to Swagger. All right.
Well,
one of the more handsome pro gamers we have out here.
Oh, certainly. You know what? He's actually done well in the past. Like that one season where he was one of the only 2 Protoss in round of 16. That was a long time ago, but he did accomplish that in a very hard anti-Protoss season. Can he get through tonight? It's really hard to say. You know, he's mostly cheesed his way through everything.
Well, the problem with cheesing is that if you're doing it too much, you're never going to be a champion. You're just always going to be a good player that takes games off people.
Yeah,
you know,
I feel bad even calling it cheesing because it's more like he all-ins.
Yeah,
he's like,
well, that's another thing you can't do all the time.
Let's mine as little gas as possible and try to kill you.
Yeah. So we've got Swagger here ready to go.
Yeah.
But he's against a very scary opponent who we see now, Party.
And
Parting's basically bulletproof.
Yeah.
I mean, Parting is absolutely, completely, and totally terrifying, perfect Protoss play.
One of the scariest in the entire world, no doubt.
Yeah.
He's won some of the most money. He's revolutionized the game so many times. Yeah, he's
world champion of the first WCS.
And he was a world champion WCG as well, same year. And in fact, he made it through WCS Korea once again. And I mean, WCG Korea. Hasn't been through WCS yet.
Super competent player when you see him interviewed.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think you need if you're going to be the best of the best.
By the way, Parting used to be on the same team as Songho, which was Eastro in Starcraft 1, and Parting cleaned the dishes while Songho was one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid player on the team.
Songho being Swagger, by the way, just where everybody's on the same page here.
Swagger basically...
This is going to be hard for us because this guy's had 4 IDs now.
Yeah. Parting basically used to clean Songho's or Swagger's dishes in Starcraft 1. This is literally a fact, so there you go.
Parting's coming a long way. Now, I'm actually surprised, by the way, the popularity. You would think Parting would be higher.
You know, I think he just hasn't done well enough in WCS Korea so far, because that's really where we're starting to get these numbers from. Outside of Korea, I'd give him like a 95 or something.
Exactly,
you know, like
right?
Really up there.
By the way, guys, tell your friends to tune in here. Code S is back here, and all the production is now in the GOM studio.
Oh, yeah. Badassery is
God.
afoot, guys.
Badassery is afoot. Some severe badassery.
We're going to badass all night.
Yes, Artosis, thank you. Thank you for that input. Amazing caster. Artosis. Greatest caster in the world. Our first map is going to be Belshire Vestige, a map we've seen a lot of. Again, one-on-one map, so there are some, you could have some sneakery on here.
Could, and it is PvP. You never know what these guys are going to do. Parting can play absolutely anything in PvP.
Yeah.
Swagger, well, I've seen
he's known for his shorter games for being aggressive.
He, in his up and down groups, he actually lost to Deer, where he went for like a Nexus before anything. Like, well, before any units. A Nexus then Mothership Core type build.
Well, this is our second best of 3 today between Swagger, formerly known as Baby Bye Bye, formerly known as Killer, formerly known as Songho, up against Parting. Let's see who goes on to face the winner here, Sulky. Again, we're here in the round of 32, day 1 of the GSL Code S.
Sponsored by JOGUNSHOP.
Over here in the upper left, in the red, we have
MVP Swagger.
and his opponent in the bottom right in the blue, the world champion from last year. He is
SK Telecom T1 parting.
You know one thing about Swagger, I always forget he's actually younger than us. He just strikes me with the way the Swagger looks.
He has an older face.
Yeah, he's got just one of these like mature-looking faces. So, I for the longest time when we were the first year that we were out here together, I thought he was older than me the entire time.
Yeah, no, he was very young when we first got out here. He was
Got
like
some
17 or something.
Parting support here in the audience.
Of course, read as Starcraft.
So good to be back here in our studio with like the players
we're
here.
in our Pirates Crow Nest, man.
Yeah, we're up here in
We
the
climbed up all the
sniper's
way.
nest.
If it gets windy, we might die, but you know what?
That's fine.
That's fine. I'll take that risk.
So, so far, mere builds right now.
You see, every time they've hit, Parting has crushed him, and you would expect as much.
Swagger's actually super duper old school, by the way.
Yeah.
Comparatively to a lot of the pro gamers that you guys are probably big fans of right now, Swagger is like way old school.
He was the Protoss ace of a StarCraft 1 team, which
Beating J-Dong on TV.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That's true. And he actually bet a lot of money beforehand. He would. Bought him dinners, I guess.
Yeah, he said he'd buy the entire team would have to buy him dinners forever. He would buy the entire team dinner once if he lost.
Yeah.
And then he won.
It was,
And there were many
completely
dinners
sure.
to be had. Yeah, totally confident. Very confident player in general, actually.
You have to be name yourself Swagger, right?
You do.
Yeah, he was quite a good Protoss in StarCraft 1. In StarCraft 1, Protosses that
I
were
would
good were
say
few and far between.
He was probably better as a Protoss in StarCraft 1 than he is here in StarCraft 2.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
No offense to the guy.
No,
he's
it's-
in Codas right now.
No
but
offense taken by the guy. Don't worry.
Hey,
I
come
mean,
on.
In StarCraft
We're
1,
all friends
he was probably about, as funny as this will sound, because everyone would be like, no, he wasn't. Like, no, really, he was like within the top 12 Protosses in the world, because there was only 6 that were legitimately like sick good.
Well,
and
like
then
godlike.
everyone else was like, who do we choose
They were
from?
a little, more peripheral.
Yeah, they were like not championship quality, basically.
I think that's not that different from StarCraft 2 now, honestly.
Yeah, it's not too much.
It's not like there's a, like, for instance, when you get the good Terrans, there's always like a well of good Terrans, whether it's StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2.
Certainly.
To kind of take strategy from and study.
Well, we do have a really quick Stargate here from Swagger. And we'll see. I'm probably just going to be in... Ooh, he actually went Phoenix
Phoenix
first.
is okay. I thought maybe Void Ray, but all right.
Well, there's a lot you can do with Phoenixes as well. It's not as popular anymore to go Phoenix first. There's a lot of like proxy Void Ray builds. There's a lot of Oracle builds, of course. And okay, so there's a very good chance that we're going to see this matchup. Either he's going to go ahead and make a Nexus very soon, but with 2 Zealots, I tell you what, Tastes, this is looking to me like he's just going to go for like a 3-gate with Phoenix attack.
Yeah.
Which,
that could be very strong against what Parting's doing right now.
There's a possibility
Especially if he gets the right pickups over here.
A lot of Zealots being made by Swagger. Saving up that gas. Parting, on the other hand, we'll see if he goes Robo right away. I think he's going to see this Phoenix. He's just going to say nope. And he throws down that Twilight. A good choice.
So the longer this game goes on, after a certain point, the better position Parting's in. Parting has to survive this initial attack that's going to come here from Swagger. Swagger may just end up winning the game right away. We'll see. Or there may be a big trade here with the amount of damage it's dealt. And in fact, Swagger's going to go ahead and expand off this, so it doesn't look like Swagger's actually gunning to end this immediately.
Yeah, you know what? As far as these builds line up, Tasteless, I'm looking all the way at Parting as the player in the lead here. You know, his Twilight is finished. His Nexus is finishing before Swagger's is halfway done. Swagger literally has 4 Phoenixes now, and, you know, a couple Zealots. Like, his army is just not that impressive. Yeah, he'll kill a few probes here and there, but as Parting gets Blink, he's going to be extremely scary.
Yeah. Well, the mobility is going to be there, and Phoenixes and Zealots are great. But, yeah, with Stalkers and Blink, the mobility is just so on the side there of the person that's using those Stalkers.
Yeah.
And they can be so abusive.
Well, you know, he is getting that Robo in a couple more gates, so he'll probably just start pumping out a lot of Immortals, but You know, I think that Parting is going to know when to stop his Blink Stalkers. He'll see if he's starting to get an edge. If he does, he'll keep making them. If not, then he'll switch his tech as well.
Yeah.
And we'll see how well Swagger can do against this. Because he's going to have to be on the defense for sure.
All right, the Nexus now completes here for Swagger. Looks like you might go for a probe pickup here. Sniping those 2 probes and now backing out. Not losing any Phoenixes. Nicely done.
Now, yeah, if he can keep doing this and not take a bunch of damage from a Blink Stalker counterattack, then it's suddenly in Swagger's favor because he is killing so many probes.
You want to be careful to economize properly the energy there on the Phoenixes. Let's say you use all of its pickups and then there's a Stalker counterattack. You could be in like a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Well, I think he's trying to like keep him at home and whatnot, but
yep, it looks like he's just now realized, okay, he's going to move out here. And I like this. Just going to go ahead and go for that mothership core. He'll have to turn this army around here after that.
He does take it out, doesn't lose any Phoenixes, and now he's going to be able to kill a lot more probes as well. So this all comes down to right now at this moment if Parting can do some counter damage because there's been a lot of probes killed, and Swagger hasn't lost anything.
Now, excuse me. Yeah, that's really important to note here. He did not use those Phoenixes at all for defense back here. So it's all about these Stalkers right up here. The Nexus Cannon's now going down here, targeting down on that Immortal.
Ooh, nice, Micro. Nice pullback. So far, Swagger still hasn't lost anything, whereas he's dealt some damage to these Stalkers and killed one off as well.
Yeah.
This is actually huge. Look at the difference in resources lost.
Well, I got to say, Swagger's playing brilliantly so far.
Yeah, this is a perfect defense. And Parting is actually just throwing up a Templar Archives behind this. And look at this, more probes being killed.
I mean, this has been an incredibly imbalanced fight so far. This is not a game where people are trading damage. This is a game where Swagger is just slowly chiseling off parts of Parting's economy.
It's pretty fantastic, really. Now, here's the thing as well, Tasteless. Parting is stuck with so many Blink Stalkers.
Yeah.
And the later you get into the game, the worse those Blink Stalkers are.
That's very true.
He'll probably try to lose some of them by doing harassment, like Blink 4 into Swagger's main base, pick off probes like that because they won volley. You know, moves like that can help him to catch right back up, but if he doesn't get those off and he just has this big contingent of Blink Stalkers in his army, a lot of the times that's not going to do much against, like, Archon Immortal Charge Zealot. It's pretty worthless.
Exactly. So this is going to be a tricky situation for Parting. Now, Parting is probably the best player to put in a situation like this because he is such a veteran. He is so experienced. Interestingly enough, we see Swagger going for a Dark Shrine now.
I kind of like
so maybe one DT out here and then some Zealot Archon.
Yeah.
Follow up the rest of this.
And you know what? Yeah, you can make Archons with that. And the thing is, how many observers are we really going to see for Parting? Because
well, you know,
right now he has, what, 0? So,
yeah.
You know, if we actually see no observers out or just even one observer, the Phoenixes are going to pick off the observer in like 1 second.
Yeah.
Literally, just gone, bam, and then the DT just wins the game.
Yeah, it's just that simple. The observer is just too much of a frail unit. And so now he's going to be pushing out. Right now, Swagger is. A few more gates coming down here now as well. It doesn't look like Swagger's going to expand just yet.
I think he actually wants to go for a kill. Oh, that was huge. Killing that off is gigantic. And if this other one doesn't get through, he won't know that a Dark Shrine is on the way. And the Robo just started for Parting, Tasteless. A couple cannons are coming up, though.
Yep. But of course, if he sees that this attack might be coming, his priority might not be the observers, you know? He might be even trying to use that to get another Immortal out or something, anything that can soak up some more damage. 3 DTs warped in over here.
Oh, this can actually be a game ender. We'll see what he can actually get done with them. We do have that cannon coming into that natural, but for instance, if he gets in there without Parting seeing and snipes that cannon, then the life of the Nexus is forfeit. Oh, beautiful reaction. Perfect.
Oh my god. Some amazing force fields there.
Yeah, that was really quick by Parting.
And that was not 1 DT, guys. That was 3. So that's a lot of minerals and gas loss that did no damage whatsoever.
3 DTs plus the Dark Shrine.
Yeah.
That's a big investment right there.
And
so.
from here, it looks like Swagger decides to go ahead and expand with a minor supply deficit, actually. Parting here with a 10 supply lead.
You know, that is because of that Dark Shrine completely. But you know what? He took the risk. He knows that Parting's a better player and in the long term will outplay him. So I can't really fault him for taking that risk. It was a pretty well-educated one, you know?
Yeah.
Something like, not every player is going to make those 2 cannons right before the observer. They're like, well, my observer's on the way. Parting,
Well, Parting has got this down to the T here.
Yeah.
And from here, it looks like we're going to have Parting now try to slip up here on the upper right side. He does already have a pylon up here, so he can reinforce this.
By the way, Swagger's army I like so much more than Parting's.
Yeah, me too.
He has 6 Immortals against 0. When you have 0 Immortals, Immortals beat Archons, just FYI, guys. The one thing is you want to have Archons in your army as well, or the Zealots can end up beating your Immortals.
Right, they'll just get surrounded and overwhelmed.
I don't know that there's actually enough Zealots in this army for Parting to truly get anything done. The one thing he does have is 4 Sentries, and that can dictate the battle, because we only have we're going to have 2 Archons in a moment.
He needs to kill this Nexus before it finishes, or the Nexus cannon is going to be way too strong here.
This is actually forward.
This is like totally not even worth it.
He's going to try to warp out here. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, that probably cost him the game.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
That's pretty impossible to win from there.
Now, if Swagger messes up, Parting may be able to run in and snipe that, but that was such a huge deal.
Yeah, he wanted to kill the Nexus and get out. Again, see, when the Nexus cannon is up, you're just not going to win that fight. And now you can see it's 150 or one war supply to 121, and he is just barreling down here. Not enough defense here, really. I think it's quite possible Swagger can just overrun Parting. Parting going to send a Warp Prism up here and desperately try to warp in some Zealots just to maybe get that Swagger army to turn around. I don't know if Swagger's going to bite it, though.
He needs a miracle hold right now, Tasteless, and I'm not sure that he's going to get. That's a very podunk army right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really low quality. 4 Zealots now coming in here. They'll unload this and then warp in more Zealots along with this from the Warp Prism. But you got to remember, that means he's not warping in units at home.
And here we go. We do have Swagger pushing forward. A couple good time warps. One time warp does go down from Swagger as well. Now with no more Mothership Core, he cannot warp home, so he really needs to win this battle. And it looks like he will. He's going to snipe this Nexus without too much of a problem.
Meanwhile, both players warping in Zealots inside of Swagger's main. The Nexus now goes down. Will Swagger, press forward here? Now going for the second base. Parting still hitting incredibly hard here into the main, but the DT should be able to help clean up the rest. Some of these gateways not powered right now, which means you can't get those warp-ins.
Most of them not powered. That is a gigantic deal. The DT warping coming a little bit late here. Normally you want to warp those DTs in first to deal with these little Zealot drops.
Yeah.
But he will clean it up. The thing is, he doesn't get to reinforce as well.
Yeah, nice save here on that. But now Swagger's going to go ahead and back up. Oh, excuse me, we have some Zealots over here as well. Just doing some damage here and there. Oh, man. This could be huge for Parting if he can kill this off.
It looks like he's going to get it, Tasteless. And that right there is a big kill. Wow, Parting has just come back just through a single Warp Prism and a single Pylon.
That is so huge because he's reclaiming his third now. That's about halfway done, as we can see right there. He has the Warp Prism alive still.
Yeah.
So if Swagger tries to leave again, there's always the threat that that could happen again. He's got a good Archon count, and thank God he has some Immortals with his army. If he can hold off this big attack coming up here from Swagger, Parting could still win this.
Yeah, you definitely could. The supply is a lot more even now. You know, he is mixing his own Archon or own Immortals, which is good. But still, I give the army advantage overall definitely to Swagger. So we'll see what he can do, though. He's going to be attacking through chokes and against a Mothership Core, which I don't think he's actually replaced yet for himself.
Okay, looks like he's coming up over here. Going to try to open this up a little bit more. Will he engage full on? Templar getting shot down here.
And here we go, the Time Warp going down. No Time Warp for Swagger, but his Immortals just going to town on everything here.
Yeah, a lot of damage being done out here. The Archons, though, still very strong right now, but it looks like Swagger will just barely have enough to once again push Parting back.
And down goes this Nexus again, but don't forget, Swagger right now does not have a Nexus home, but doesn't matter. He has a way better army.
Parting now in turtled position over here. It looks like Swagger might try to go in here for the killing blow.
And one of his Archons does fall. He has so many Immortals, though. The Immortals really are what makes the biggest difference in these battles, pushing forward right now.
All right, he's full-on committed. Swagger now continuing to attack into this hard right now. Archons are being vaporized here as there are just too many Immortals, and that should be it. GG.
Strong win for Swagger.
Swagger winning game number 1.
And you know what? That wasn't actually very cheesy. In fact, the cheesy thing that he tried failed. It fell flat on its face, but he went straight from his starport. That was very much like a Wings of Liberty type play. The Phoenix harassment into a lot of Immortals to stop the Blinkstalker counterattack.
Yeah.
And he stopped that attack, and he just got a lot of Immortals, and then had at least enough Archons to push through.
Yeah.
It was good play by Swagger. But, of course, Parting did mess up with that missed Nexus kill as well.
Well, you know, Swagger played a lot better than I expected. I think same for you, Artosis.
Yeah.
We normally see him do
Really solid.
a little more all-in stuff. No, very solid play. You could see Parting visibly frustrated from that last loss. Parting's going to have to win the next game, whereas Swagger can win one of the next 2. Of course, again, the winner goes off against Sulky, so it's a hard group no matter how you pair it.
That's, I mean, that is crazy, man. And Pig Baby's pretty deadly as well. I'm thinking back to that game, and I can see why Parting is a bit frustrated. You really thought you could get in there and deal some damage with those Blinkstalkers, which a lot of the time you can, but you know what? He had nothing to spot onto the high ground, no way to blink in up there. Belshire, not the best map for Blinkstalkers anyway.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things working against him, and you know, it was Songho just kind of, or Swagger just kind of predicted what Parting was going to go for.
Yeah.
It was a good play.
You know, I think Parting did a good job attempting to do some damage with those stalkers, but once that initial attack was deflected there and the Phoenixes picked up the probes, a lot of that game was decided there.
Yeah.
I will say there was some pretty sick stuff. When he sniped that Nexus finally with his Zealots, I'm like, oh, wow, look at you. But the problem is Swagger just had such an advantage for so long.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, what was that? Was it like 9 Immortals by the end of that final battle?
Yeah, something like that.
And that is like a number that is, there's not a lot you can do against that. The damage output is just too high.
At this point, I guess in very general terms, the Immortal is really the strong unit in PvP a lot of the time, and a lot of
circumstances. The funny thing about the Immortal is that it was made to take out, you know, when it was created by Blizzard, it was saying, all right, this is going to make an impossible return to go mech. We're going to make sure that this this can take out tanks, it can take out Marauders, it can take out Roaches. But the funny thing about the Immortal is it can actually take out all sorts of units that it wasn't intended to be good against as well.
Like it beats an Archon one-on-one.
Yeah.
It does. You know what? You have the right composition. Oh, God, it kills Stalkers dead. You know, in the right circumstance, it does okay against Zealots as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good unit, and Parting just did not have enough of those.
Well, the funny thing is, if you have a bunch of Immortals, you're guaranteed to have a few Gateway units, so normally the Gateway units can sponge up the Zealot damage.
Yeah.
While the Immortal continues to deal that damage.
Well,
all right, time for game number 2 here. Swagger so far is upsetting Parting. Let's see if he can keep doing that, if Parting's going to turn this around and have a comeback here. The winner goes off to face off in the winner's match against Sulky here at the GSL at GOMTV.net.